Mr. Hirokashu Yoshimitsu, Executive Vice President, Yamaha Motor India Sales Private Limited. Mr. Roy Kurian, Senior Vice President, Sales and Marketing, Yamaha Motor India Sales Private Limited. And Mr. Ravinder Singh, Senior Vice President, Strategy and Planning, Yamaha Motor India Sales Private Limited.
Hello guys.
Yamaha has always stood for enriching our lives with technology that is ahead of its time and style and power like no other. And today, Team Yamaha is bringing you one such innovation that will change your vehicles forever. So get set to experience the all-new Tourer from Yamaha. And to enlighten us further, I would like to call on stage Mr. Masaki Asano.
Namaste. Dear our very important distinguished guests and dear my friend, very good afternoon. On behalf of Yamaha Motor India Group, we'd like to welcome you all to the press conference this afternoon and express my gratitude and highly appreciate for your continuous support every time. As you know, the two-wheeler market in India is very exciting now. It has grown in large proportion as a young India has taken up personal mobility with amazing passion. And also, India female customers have largely contributed to its expansion as a personal mobility has supported their independence in their daily needs and also their daily life. Yamaha is extremely proud to be a part of this new age in India. The first half of this year, 2017, was marked by our new initiative in our scooter strategy, as you know very well. And recently, we have inaugurated the first scooter boutique in Chennai, and which offered a unique buying and servicing experience of scooters supporting comfort and fashion. Now, the nice opportunity has come to show our next motorcycle initiative. I assume that this is what you are expecting from our side. Sporty and stylish is Yamaha DNA, and we have been offering unique and high-performance products such as the R15 and FZ series. And today, we bring one more excitement: sport touring. It is also one of our strengths in our long history of creating motorcycle culture. Once you see and try it, you know that it will boost the passion of a motorcycle enthusiast. On behalf of our company, I strongly hope that you will be with us, as always, for reviewing our product. This would greatly help our customers to decide on which product to buy. And seeing is believing, I don't need to explain more. And once again, thank you very much for your precious time to join our press meeting today. And thank you very much again. Every time your support is very helpful for our future. So have a great day, and please enjoy our press conference today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for those inspiring words. And now I would like to call on stage Mr. Roy Kurian to enlighten us further on this exciting new offering from Yamaha.
afternoon. Welcome once again. This year, the external factors actually kept us too busy. Demonetization and then GST, BS3, BS4, and then we are talking about GST. Now everything is over. It's time to take a week off and go for weekend riding. So this is a perfect time to launch a bike which is in that space. I'll just share with you how biking has changed or is changed in India over a couple of years. Earlier, people used to buy a bike just for the commuting purpose. Mostly, point A to point B. They want to commute and the bike used to be the only thing. And then, slowly, we saw it became a lifestyle product. It became an extension of a man's personality, and people started associating themselves with the bike they're riding. And then emerged some serious riders who are into, say, ice racing or street biking and all. So this is something which we have seen evolving in the last couple of years. Now a new trend. Whenever you go on a highway, you must have seen, like, you can easily spot some bikers on the road. This is something which has emerged in the last couple of years, and it's coming very strong. We call them touring gang. So this is something which is emerging in India in a big way. Whichever highway you go, I was recently on one, you can spot some 10, 15, 20 people riding in a group, and this is a new culture which is developing in India. And you can see the image. They go in to places for a long or short distance touring. They go solo, they go in groups, or they go with companions. And this is a new trend which is started in motorcycling. People normally go for discovery of nature. They would like to go for peace and rejuvenating themselves, and it actually creates a bond of friendship between them, and they feel free riding alone and riding and going out of the city. And we also did this touring in 2014. Adil, remember that? 2014 we did this, and it was a fantastic event. We covered all India. Tourists were very happy, and this is the image of that. So we believe that FZ is a very good touring bike in 150cc segment, and it's a powerful machine, and riding comfort is excellent on longer rides. And now we are seeing like people are upgrading from 150cc to 200 and above cc, mostly because you can see the graph. Very soon the industry is going to be, in a couple of years, will be around 20 million, and you can see the portion of the premium segment growing rapidly. And this is happening because people are upgrading from 150cc and above. Plus, you are also seeing new customers, fresh and first-time buyers also coming and buying higher cc bikes. Of course, because of the high income they possess. Now, when we talk about the model positioning, we discussed during that FZ25 launch, we had only 150cc till last year in this category. But we launched FZ25 in January this year, and we arrested those customers. They were moving away from 150cc Yamaha and going to buy competition dog. So we could arrest them. We could give them an upgrade from our FZ25, and now we are seeing in FZ25 also there is a new segment, as I discussed about touring, that is emerging. So this vehicle, that is Fazer, is positioned here. Very soon you'll be able to see that. And who's the target customer? He is a youngster in his 20s and 30s, urban resident from high income family, professionals or students too, and those type of customers from deluxe segment, from FZ and SZ, coming to this level. And usage is daily commuting to work, college, multi-purpose use, and weekend touring. Of course, this is the highlight here. This bike is well designed for weekend touring. And it is basically for those people, the mindset of customers, like, they want to express the macho move with its unique macho styling, leaving behind other riders with its great acceleration, weekend tourers who want to fulfill motorcycle dream. And these are the two bikes. Both are positioned differently. FZ25 is a powerful mid-class street fighter, and on the other hand, Fazer 2.5 is a powerful new mid-class tourer. Now, how this bike is good for touring, I have some highlighted points here. It has a multi-function LCD instrument with real-time mileage meter. It is having an aerodynamic cowl with wind protector. The tank capacity is big, 14 liters, and on an average of around 40, you can go to Goa from here without a refill. That's the capacity of the tank, and it's got separate seat with skip-resistant material. New styling LED position there for the rider who's coming from the opposite direction to see. It's got dual horn, and front fork is 41 mm for better suspensions. Even the rear suspension is monocross, linkless, and of course it's got a 250cc bike, and it is having a blue core engine. Lightweight, 154 kg only. Now, to have the more technical specifications of the bike, I would like to invite our MD from Yamaha, Ishihara-san, to come and explain. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Ishihara from Yamaha Motor RS India. I'd like to explain the technical features for this event. Firstly, about engine. This engine also we developed under the Blue Core concept. For your reference, I repeat again about Blue Core concept detail. To harmonize fun and eco, we take three kinds of methods for Blue Core concept. Number one is higher combustion efficiency. Second is power loss reduction. And last one is higher cooling efficiency. We utilize this kind of method. Finally, we realize fun and eco by this engine. In fact, this is this engine's performance figure. As you can see, blue color's line is one of our competitors' performance, and the yellow color is Fazer 2.5's performance. This figure shows very smooth and flat performance, and especially please take a look to the max torque, torque curve. From the low RPM, this engine's torque is very flat and high. So this engine performance realizes a very quick and comfortable pickup. And talking about chassis related features, the biggest point of this motorcycle is aerodynamic cowl with wind protector. We add 19 parts of new design cowling to this motorcycle, and we realize the Tourer image styling. And as already Mr. Lowe explained, we continue to use reliable front fork with 41mm inner tube and monocross suspension. But these components are optimized to this motorcycle with spring and damping force setting. And next about fuel tank. For touring method, we keep 600 km capacity. Actually, this is 14 liters. But this is not only for fuel keeping, but also very good styling image. So we add many kinds of fuel tank cover, and we have this very macho image. And next, separated seat with slip resistant seat material. For this seat, we change the seat surface material because as I explained, very good pickup we realized. As a result, rider's stability is most important. So we change this material, and for tandem riders, we change the shape also. And good high tandem comfort is ensured for long ride, and good forward visibility for the tandem riders. We realize them. And new styling LED position light also we added. As you can see in this picture, we add 2 LED position light and harmonized to this mature image covering. And the last feature is electric and electronics related features. Multi-function LCD instrument cluster is, of course, have a function, digital speedometer, bar-type digital tachometer, fuel gauge, and odometer. But not only such a basic function, we have some more advanced function. Number one is 2 trip meters. Second, fuel reserve trip meter, and a clock of course, and a real-time and average fuel consumption meter. That makes more precise riding information and no worries for being out of fuel. And a very small feature, but we have dual horn for this model. This dual horn realizes a very high quality sound together with different tone horns. Thank you. That's all my expansion.
Thank you very much, Ishira-san. This bike is available in 2 colors, and the price ex-showroom Mumbai is 1,28,325 rupees only. And now it's time to see the bike. Can we have the AV please? Yes, Yamaha.
Where are we going touring this weekend?
Well, it depends on it. Wherever you call it.
But with the bike. But with the bike.
That's the only question.
Any questions? You may raise your hand. Could we have the mic there at the end?
Hi Roxanne, Amit here.
Yeah.
Sir, you said that within the existing groups that are riding the FZ25, you figured out that there is a need for weekend rides, and that's where you're positioning the Fazer 25. So could you please explain how the market received the FZ25 and what are your expectations going forward from the Fazer 25?
Yeah, as I said, I explained my presentation. FZ16 customers wanted an upgrade, right? So they were moving towards other bikes of 200cc, 250 and all. So by launching FZ25, we could get those customers back, right? And it's doing pretty well for us right now. And I was just discussing with the Sanas in the morning of today that a couple of key markets have already responded very well, and customer feedback is excellent for FZ25. That itself is a good bike on a touring. But when you talk about touring purpose, you need to have a owl and you need to have other basic elements which is required for touring. So this bike is a solution for that, and those customers who are looking for a short term or a short distance or a long distance touring, this is a perfect bike for them. So we are expecting good numbers from this too. I think we'll be looking at around 4 to 5 bikes this year.
Are the bookings open now?
Sorry?
Are the bookings open now?
Yeah, so pretty onwards.
Hi, hi, Shobit here. Congratulations. And second, आप क्या मानते हैं कि डिमोनेटाइजेशन और जीएसटी का कितना इम्पैक्ट हुआ है आपके इस पे कितना इम्पैक्ट पड़ेगा?
GST का impact was temporary to become. It was maybe 1 month it took for us to get accustomed to that, and basically process से related issues थे हैं, YBC level पे, सब डीलर लेवल पे, डीलरशिप लेवल पे, थोड़ा सा प्राइस का, क्योंकि पहले वैट होता था 14%, अब वैट से वो सीधे 28% GST आ गया, तो दैट इनपुट कॉस्ट जो है वो थोड़ा बढ़ गया डीलर की, तो थोड़ा सा टाइम लगा, बट फॉर अ लॉन्ग टर्म दिस इज अ वेरी गुड move, because I think demonetization is going to boost the direct taxes, and this GST, it should boost the indirect taxes.
कोई strategy आपने plan की?
Sorry?
Any strategy you are following to reduce the effect of GST and demonetization on your product? Any strategy you are following to reduce the effect?
Strategy, sir.
Strategy?
Yeah.
Yes, our strategy remains the same. Because of these internal factors in the world, our strategies won't change. It will remain same. We are following that top-down approach, and we have shown that, you know, from 250cc and R15 FC going down, and this is one segment which is emerging, and we didn't have a bike, so we have launched this bike. It is following the same strategy only. There is no change in the strategy or no direction.
Okay, recently you started a scooter boutique. तो कितना सक्सेसफुल रहा है, क्या रिस्पॉन्स है इसका?
Scooter boutique is a, just like the name says, it's a boutique. बहुत अच्छा रिस्पॉन्स रहा है, कस्टमर्स काफ़ी सारे आ रहे हैं, लोग देखने आ रहे हैं, कंपटीशन से लोग आ रहे हैं, और बिकॉज हम जो फीलिंग ले रहे हैं कस्टमर से, इट्स अमेजिंग, इट्स ऐसा शोरूम अभी बनाया नहीं है इंडिया में किसी में, एंड बहुत अच्छा रिस्पॉन्स आ रहा है.
थैंक यू.
Could you pass the mic? We have a gentleman with a question.
Hello sir, this is Nikhil from MotorBeam. In your presentation you spoke about the lifestyle around the biking culture which is growing, and we believe that Yamaha has already started with YRC. So my question is, how aggressive is Yamaha serious about pushing YRC further?
YRC,
connecting with the riders?
No, YRC, there are some clubs which are created by customers pan-India, Yamaha riding clubs, right? You'll find it in Chennai, Bangalore and all. This is a group formed by them, and we are just monitoring that, what is happening. We would like to help those customers, you know, going for a weekend riding and all. So we are serious about it. We will not just launch a bike and say it's a touring bike. We will do some activities related to that as well. So just a matter of let the weather and things to be over, we will initiate something, kickstart something in that direction.
Thank you.
Hi sir, this is Navita from Navbharat Times. मेरा क्वेश्चन है सर कि आप इंडियन मार्केट को किस तरह से देख रहे हैं फिलहाल, जो आपने पहले 2 नई बाइक्स आपने लॉन्च करी, इसके लिए कॉन्सुलेशन, और किस तरह से फोकस करेंगे आप, किस सेगमेंट में फोकस रहेगा आपका, और इंडिया में कितना आप देख रहे हैं, एक्सपेक्ट कितना कर रहे हैं बाइक्स को लेके, आपका सेल्स वगैरह कितना?
ओके, Yamaha के पास अभी we have a range of scooters and motorcycles both. So अभी अगर आप देखोगे तो currently जो sales है almost 55% is scooter and 45% is motorcycles, right? So हम लोग का आगे भी जो focus रहेगा, it is going to be like that only. Industry is also shifting. Industry is shifting from motorcycle to scooters. Last year it was around 33%. अभी this year YTD we are seeing around 35-36% already scooter आ गए हैं.
Scooter sir, scooter segment.
Scooters. And motorcycle में we are seeing the traction now. Customers are upgrading. This premium and deluxe segment customers are growing. जैसे industry का जो अभी का growth दिख रहा है, it's so far it's around 5-6% only. And इस साल के end तक we are expecting the industry to grow to around 8-10%. Nothing more than that.
What about Yamaha? What about Yamaha?
Yamaha also will be growing at 13-14%. We did around 7.5 lakhs last year. We are looking at 9 lakhs this year as a target.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Roy Kurian,
Yes.
this is Tharian from Motown India. I'm right in front. You mentioned in your presentation that biking has changed or is changing in India from the commuter to lifestyle and of course finally into adventure. Are you also trying to say that the commuter segment is losing its sheen or it's no more the mainstay? And is this trend also happening in many of the rural and tier 2, tier 3 areas in India?
Rural, it's not like that a commuter segment will not exist. This is also growing. But what we are seeing is all those commuter segment customers mostly, especially in tier 1 and tier 2 cities, they are moving towards scooters. So that is the reason we are seeing higher growth in scooters coming, and almost no growth or little bit degrowth is coming in commuter segment. But since it's a big market and there's a big demand for 100cc, this will always continue.
Excuse me, sorry. This is a technical question. I just want to know how close is Yamaha to offering ABS in this motorcycle, since the Fazer also doesn't have it right now?
ABS? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. ABS as a norm, it is going to come, I think, by 2019.
Yes.
Then all the competition, everyone has to upgrade to ABS. We will also do that. Currently, this bike is, the brakes what we have given front and rear disc is good enough for excellent braking. It's optimized. So it's not, we are not saying we require ABS. Yeah, ABS would have been an additional function, feature for this, but I think this bike is made considering other things also. It's optimized as far as braking is concerned.
When the norms kick in is when the ABS will come.
Sorry?
The ABS will come only when the norms kick in.
2019, it's a matter of 2 years. Then everyone has to move to ABS. We'll also.
Are there any mechanical changes to the bike over the FZ25?
It's basically, as I said, it's got the cowling is there, and
in terms of engine, sir?
In terms of engine, no. See.
Hi, here, Fazer from MotorBeam. I wanted to know that you're saying that when rivals will also move to ABS, but rivals are already moving to ABS. So Bajaj has been offering RS200 with ABS, TVS has been offering Apache 200 with ABS, and recently Suzuki started offering Gixxer SF with ABS. So why Yamaha is not offering that safety feature, especially since you're saying this is a touring bike and ABS would be a very good feature for it?
We understand, that's what I said. We know that it doesn't have ABS because we think we don't require ABS for our two-wheelers. We can come for that only.
Hello sir, yeah. Hi, Ashita here. Okay, so my question is to, there are the 25% they are females who are like bike riders. So is there any special effects for them?
We'll be taking the last two questions and later Roy sir is going to be available for interactions backstage, off stage. So we'll be taking the last two questions here.
Mr. Korea, Saad Khan from Bike Advice. I had two questions. First was on ABS, which you have already clarified. And the second one is, you just said that you're offering this motorcycle as an upgrade option for the customers of FZ16, right? FZS and FZ range. What about the customers of the R15 range? I mean, do you have any plans to offer something for them?
R15?
Somewhere around this region?
R15 is already there, right?
So if I already own an R15 and if I plan to upgrade, what option do I have in your range?
For R15 we launched R3, right? That's a good bike, and now temporarily because of BS3 norms, we have stopped that for a while, but we are getting back to R3. Whenever we are launching, we'll come and we'll get back to you on that. Right now we have R15 only.
And no plans of V3, version 3?
Version 3, I don't want to say anything right now. Yeah.
Thank you.
We'll be taking our last question.
So the weight which you mentioned was 154, right?
154.
Wet weight? That's wet or it's a dry weight? 154 or the?
It's a curb weight.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
And with that, we come to the close of the Q&A session. I'd like to thank everyone for making the time to being here today for this very special occasion, for witnessing the machine that is set to change our weekends for the better, the Yamaha Fazer 2.5. I'd like to inform all of you that we have lunch being served at the pre-function area, so kindly join us there. And to all the photojournalists, I invite you all to please come forward for photo op. Thank you very much. My name is Pankuri and it was my privilege to be your host this afternoon. Thank you.